Yo, what's going on, guys? Cruisc here. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys the basics and some tips and tricks on TradingView to help you guys, be able to chart better and use the platform a lot more efficient. We'll start at the top. So we have our NQ symbol search. So you can either click on that and look up whatever you want, or you could just literally type. So if I click ASF, it'll look up ASF if you just type into the keyboard. Also, time frames up here. Click this arrow right next to it, and there's going to be all these different time frames that you can favorite next to it, and it'll save them. Candles right here. Candles, same thing, drop down menu. Indicators, same thing, drop down menu. These are going to be the ones I have favorited, or you could just click on the indicators, search anything up. So let's say like volume, favorite it, click on it, boom, and then to access it, you'll see this arrow down here. Yours might not have an arrow, you might just be open, and then you have the volume indicator at the bottom. If you want to hide it, you click this arrow to hide. If you want to access the settings, click that, the gear icon, and then you'll be able to open up all the settings for that specific indicator. To get rid of it, just click trash. Also, if you're using two charts like I do, you can click on this 3 lines button right here and click add this indicator to entire layout. It'll add the exact same indicator and everything to all your other charts. Next, we can get into alerts. Super simple. You can enter in here. This is going to be the price that it's at. You can have the message, the time, the trigger, notifications, the sound that it plays. Replay. You just click replay. Go down here to this drop down menu and you can click select bar, or you can select date. You can select the random bar and time. You can also change different time zones. You can also change different time frames. To get out of it, just click this X down here. Boom, now you're out of it. Another setting I would recommend is down here your time zone. This should be in New York. For me personally, I like to have electronic trading hours on, and then the adjustment for contract changes, make sure this is on BADDJ blue highlighted. This is going to be just if you have multiple charts, and how to get multiple charts is going to be up here right next to your name. You'll have layout setup, and you can click on this and they'll have different charts. These are my symbols, so if you would like to have the same chart but just different time frames, what you'll do is you'll mess with these. So you can do like symbol, and then it'll change both of these to the same symbol, and then interval, you can change that off, and then this one can be a 1 hour or 1 minute, and that could be on the 2 hour and 1 minute at the same time on the same chart. If not, you can keep that on. I personally like to have them get like this so that my crosshair is in the same spot in case I want to spot SMTs, time, and date range. It doesn't really matter, I just keep these on. Now let's get into the watch list over here. So on the watch list, one thing that's important to do is to get rid of all this extra crap right here. So when you open up yours, click this this little drop down menu up here, click that, click create new list. I'm gonna name mine subscribe to Cruisc. Click save, and this is going to be your new chart. Go to the add symbol, look up whatever chart you want. So let's say you want Apple and gold, we can keep those on. Now yours are probably going to have all this stuff like this. It's probably going to look like this. What I would recommend is getting rid of all that. I would get rid of literally everything except change, and then changes to logo and ticker. Now another thing to keep in mind is there's these different little colors right here on the side of these charts. You can change them green, yellow, blue, red, and basically what that'll do is you can import a list. So I think if you click open list and you have yellow, so let's say I do make these yellow or green, we'll make them green right now, and then we'll click open list, and then you'll see the green list right here, and that's these two right here. So that's an easy way to do it too. Now let's get into settings. So you're gonna go to the top right, or you could double click the candlesticks and it'll pop up all your TradingView settings. First things first, we're gonna go to symbol. Symbol is gonna show your candle colors as well as your data modifications such as precision. This I just keep it default. Time zone, I'd recommend using New York. That's what a lot of people use when talking about time, so it keeps everyone on the same time zone. Now we go to status line. These are my settings. If you want this clean chart, you can mess with this. This is all personal stuff. The one thing I would say is keep titles on and turn off arguments, because if you keep arguments on, you'll see it brings all this like random stuff across the screen. If you turn that off, it just keeps a simple title for whatever indicator you have. Now we go to scales and lines. These 3 things I recommend is no overlapping labels, plus button, and your countdown to bar close. So countdown to bar close is going to be this 2-minute timer right here. That's going to show where the next 30-minute candle closes. Now your overlapping labels, if I was to turn this off and bring a line across, you can see if I click on this, the things are actually overlapping. So if I was to see how it like overlaps right there, that's all that is. So definitely keep that on. See if I click it again, they don't overlap. Plus button is going to be on the side. You can hit it at a certain price, whatever price you like on the right side. Click that arrow, and then you can set an alert, or you could click buy or sell, whatever you want to do. Countdown to bar close. This is also important because it's going to tell you whenever the next candle closes. These are all my settings. Symbol is going to be on the side thing. So if you were to turn all this on, this is what current price is. I keep it all off. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of this actually. Day of the weeks. If you have this turned off, it won't show, like, see at the bottom it says January 21st, January 17th. If you have this on, it'll show Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the day of the week. Your date format and time zones, whatever you want. I recommend turning this time hours format on 24 hours though. Now we can go to canvas. Canvas, this is where you're going to change your background. So if you want to change this to green, you can change it to green, whatever you want to do. Grid lines I have turned off. Crosshair, you can change this to whatever color you want. You want blue, you can turn blue. Black, you can change the thickness down here and the type of style, the type of lines down there. Watermark, highly recommend turning that off. It looks so ugly. Just turn it off. Text and lines. This text and lines are going to be talking about this stuff right here. So if I was to change this to red, you can see these lines change red. If I was to change this text to red, this also changes, as well as this up here. I'd recommend putting that in black. That's just easiest. Now we go to tradings. Here's some more settings that you guys definitely are going to need. Buy and sell buttons and instant order placements. So if you're in a trade and you want a market order, you can instantly click these buttons up here and get into a position. If not, you can turn it off. I'd recommend keeping it on though. There's no reason not to have it on. Sound for executions. You can change this to whatever you want. And also the alert volume is going to be right here, so you can turn it down, because before they didn't have that and it was super loud. Appearance. This is going to be when you're in a position. I'd recommend keeping your positions on. Your profit and loss, I would change this to ticks. When you're in a trade, you don't want to be looking at money because that's going to mess with your psychology. So make sure this is in tick. Both of these are in ticks. Orders, keep that on. Brackets, profit and loss. This is going to be when you enter a position and if you, let's say you have brackets. So if I was to click create new order and assign it to my TradingView account right here, let's say I click this button, I click create new order, I can turn on my take profit and stop loss brackets, and that's just going to be showing it in ticks. So if I was to change this to money, this is what it would look like. Highly recommend keeping that in ticks though. Executions, this is going to be executions. You can have executions or execution labels on. I recommend keeping executions on because the labels are going to show, like, it's going to show you exactly where you entered, and like it'll have like a number above it saying the exact price you entered and how many contracts. If you just have executions on, it's going to show an arrow. Super simple. Extend price lines for positions and orders. If I enter a limit order down here, you can see this line comes all the way across. If I turn it off, it stops. I can do it all the way to the left. I can put it in the middle of my screen. I just keep it on the right and extend it to all the way across. Order executions and positions on screenshots, turn that on, because when you're journaling, you can click this snapshot button and then click copy image or copy link, and it'll show the exact positions or executions that you have. Alerts, actually turn all this on, and then this alert volume, probably want to turn it down a little bit because some of these alerts are really loud. Events, I don't have anything on here except continuous contract switch. That's good. Everything else you don't really need. So now we can get into using tools and little other tips and tricks that I think would be helpful. Now we can work on your little tool section down here. So you can see mine saves right here. This is the way to move it. Easiest way to do this is click on these little arrows right next to all these tools, and then you basically just click this star at the end of the tool. So this will save it and add it to the section, and you can eventually build them all up. And let's say that I want to move the GAN box over to the end. I can move it. I just drag and hold and pull it to whatever I want. Now I would recommend you guys having this magnet on. It keeps everything in line. So if I want to mark out a fair value gap or something, I can mark out this fair value gap and it automatically sticks to it without having too much trouble, and then I can bring it across using this middle thing. If you want to get rid of it, you just click control. So if I was to drag this line out and I hold control, you'll see that it gets rid of the magnet, and then when I tell let go, it goes back. So you can see it like that. Stay in drawing mode. You can leave this on. This just make it to where it, as soon as you click another thing, it'll stay into it. If you don't have it like this, then what it'll do is it'll just go back to like your normal crosshair or whatever it may be. That's personally what I like, but it's up to you. It's personal preference. Now let's get into marking out your drawings and executions in a chart. So now let's enter a position real quick. Okay, we're in long TPs right here. All right, we're out of the position. Now you see these little arrows right here. This is gonna be your execution. So like I said earlier, to get that to turn on, you go to trading, and then you can turn on executions. If I turn on execution labels, you'll see how much I sold or bought at what price. You can keep that on. And also another thing to keep in mind is make sure you have orders, executions, and positions on screenshots. Make sure you have that turned on, and then you'll go to let's say that you want to journal this out, right? So let's say I took this off of fair value gap. We have a fair value gap marked out. Boom, fair value gap. Now what I could do is if I want to journal this, I can click this snapshot button, click this, and I can either download this image, copy the image, copy link, open a new tab, or tweet it. Personally, what I like to do is I like to click copy link, and then I'll go to whatever my journaling thing is, and I'll control V, paste it in, and then later if I want to look at it, I can click on it, and it'll take me to a screenshot of what it is. You'll see the boxes, and you'll see the executions perfectly. Or if you just want to copy the image, you can copy the image, bring it to your journaling thing, and have it like that. And that's just the best way of journaling your entries and whatnot, so that you can make sure, or if you want to send it to like a friend or post it in a Discord or whatever, that's the best way to do that. Also, you'll see this trading panel right here is all these different brokerages that they use that you can connect to directly. Now, some other things to keep in mind is on this right side next to your watch list, there's going to be your alerts. So you can open up your alerts. Let's say I have an alert right here, and let's say I create that. Your alerts are going to pop up right here. So it'll show the active and inactive ones. As soon as it hits this, it's going to alert me. You can pause it, you can edit it, go back into the settings, or you can just trash it. I'm going to trash this one because I don't need it. Then you have your layers. So do you see this rectangle? I can lock this drawing, or I can hide it for temporary, or I can turn back on my indicator, whatever it may be. This is just an easy way to get to like your drawings and stuff. So now we can get into some drawing tips that I recommend. So for me, I like to use trend lines. And the best way to make them straight is you see, like when I drag them out like this, it doesn't make it straight, right? So what you do is, and you grab the second point and you bring it across and you hold shift. So you see how it makes it straight like that? That's the way to make trend lines straight. So no matter where I go, up or down, straight or left, and you'll see it goes out of 45, goes down. And that's to keep it straight. Also your take profit in short positions. So one thing that you can do is, if when you're tying into your paper trading account and you have your risk, so let's say that I want to go short right here, and let's say this is where I want my price. I put my stop right here, or actually let's do like right there. I can right click this and then create limit order, and it'll create an order based off of this short position. So you can see it automatically puts my stop up here, automatically puts my take profit, and this is the fill price. You can also click, so you can do the same thing and then just click market order, and it'll market you at the current price, but your brackets will also be, your brackets for take profit and stop loss will be the same. Also, the way to change it, go into here. You can either change the price or how many points. So if you like to risk 40 points, you can change that. Or you like to risk a certain amount. So let's say we have 300. You can risk that and it'll raise your stop loss. Your number of contracts in here. So let's say I want 5 contracts. I can do that. Or you want a limit order so that you can mark a fair value gap. So let's say that right here we mark a fair value gap. We can do that. And then the way to cancel it, you just click the X out of it. So let's say we want to get out of this trade. We click X, boom, we're out of the trade. So if you guys want to measure out how many points that you went down or lost, you can click this 2 icon right here, or you can click shift or hold shift, and then you can mark out whatever it is. So it'll tell you the points, the percentage, and then this is going to be the ticks, the bars, and then how much time and how much volume was over that. So one thing that a lot of people don't know is that you can actually save your drawings. So let's say I draw out a rectangle, right? And I want to name it, let's say order block. Right, and I want it in the middle, and I want this red. Right, okay, so this is what we want. Now I don't want to have to keep doing this and drawing out another one, then going in here, writing order block and stuff, right? So the easiest way to do this is you double click it, go to template, and you click this drop down arrow, and you click save as. So let's say I want this as order block. I save it as order block. The next drawing that we mark out, we can do that. Right click it, or actually no, you can click this one right here, and it shows templates, and then we can find order block. Boom, order block. Now we have it marked out. Same goes for trend lines, pathways, or stop losses. For example, I have mine. I got my stop losses and everything else. So that is the easiest way to be able to mark out your templates and be able to mark out a lot faster and quicker. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment video ideas. My socials are going to be in the description below. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Yeah, peace out.